right, hi boys and girls, good morning. Today we're doing common fractions again. So this is module 9, lesson 2. Yay! Woohoo! We're doing common fractions and today we're dividing a whole number. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to divide a whole number by a unit fraction. So a whole number is any number that's whole, like for example 6 or 10 or 20 or 85, right? So you're going to take a whole number like that and you're going to divide it by a unit fraction. A unit fraction is a fraction with the number 1 on top and any other number on bottom, like 25, right? Another example would be like 7 divided by 1 over 16, right? These are all examples of taking a whole number and dividing it by a unit fraction. Okay, so let's look at this first problem. Okay, the problem says Ryan has 2 1-quart pitchers of milk to pour into some cups. Each, the word each means that we're probably going to divide, right? Each cup holds 1/4 a quart, right? So if I look at this illustration here, I have 2 pitchers, right? Pitchers is a fancy way of saying jugs, right? So I have 2 jugs of milk. And each of them, so I'm dividing each of them into 1/4. They're going to be divided into fourths, right? So if I look over here, I'm going to divide this into fourths. So I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces. Here we go. And this is divided into fourths. So this is 1/4. This is another fourth, another fourth, and another fourth, right? And I'm going to divide this one into fourths as well. Now, if each of these jugs is cut into fourths, and each of these fourths can fill up 1 cup, I know this jug can fill up 1, 2, 3, 4 cups, because this will fill up 1 cup, this will fill up a 2nd cup, this will fill up a 3rd cup, and this will fill up a 4th cup. So this one can fill up 4 cups, but that's only 1 jug. I have 2 jugs or 2 pitchers. So this one can also fill up 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups. So I have 4 cups and 4 cups, so 2 pitchers together can fill up 8 cups of milk, right? Because each of these is 1 cup of milk, right? So my problem was that I had 2 pitchers and I divided them into fourths. I cut them into fourths, which gave me my answer is 8. Okay? Now let's go ahead and it says use the diagram above to calculate the number of cups. We already did that. We took the jugs and we divided them into fourths and we counted how many we have, how many fourths we have. We have 8 fourths, which means I could fill up 8 cups. Now write the completed equation. So we knew we had 2 jugs and we divided them or cut them into pieces of 1/4, which gave us 8 total pieces. Okay? Now it says, how could I check this using multiplication? So you always want to check your work. So let's look at this problem. I'll go with green. I'm going to check my answer in green, right? So in order to check my answer, I'm going to do the opposite. So here I'm going to take my answer, 8. I'm going to multiply it by 1/4. And I'm going to see if I get 2. And if I do get 2, then I know I did it right. So 8 times 1/4 is the same thing as saying 8 over 1 times 1 over 4, which gives me 8 times 1 is 8, and 1 times 4 is 4, which gives me 8 over 4, which is the same thing as 2 wholes, because 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I did get the same thing. Check. I checked my answer, and I got it right. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and try this step up with you. And then I'll do both step ups. And I'll do one example from the 2nd page. And hopefully after that, you guys will be able to do the rest of the 2nd page by yourself. Okay? So let's look at this first step up. the first step up says shade 5 whole shapes. Okay? I have 5 whole shapes. How many thirds, I'm looking for thirds, are in 5? Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to count these shapes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shapes. I do not need all 6. I only need 5. So I can cross off one of these. It's just there to confuse me. I don't need it. So I crossed it off. And now I have 5 whole shapes. And I'm cutting it into thirds. So we're going to go ahead and cut these into thirds. Which means I'm cutting them into 3 pieces each. Cutting it into thirds. And when I cut it into thirds, I will be able to count how many pieces I have. So let's go ahead and count how many pieces I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 15 pieces. So my answer is 15. 5 divided by or cut into 1/3 pieces means I have 15 pieces. Now I want to check this with multiplication. So I'm going to take the 15 and I'm going to multiply it by 1/3, right? Which is the same thing as 15 over 1 times 1/3, right? Which equals 15 over 3. 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. Is that what I started with? Yeah, it is. So I know I did it right. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and start the next problem. And this one, we're going to slow it down a little bit. Let's zoom it in. Oh, zoom it in. Oh, right there. Right there. Oh, okay. Nope, maybe we won't be able to zoom it in properly. Let's just keep it like that much, okay? That's how much it was when I started, wasn't it? Okay. All right. So let's just go ahead and do this problem. It says shade 6 whole shapes. So this time I need all 6 whole shapes. And how many fourths? I'm looking for fourths in 6. Right? So I need all 6 of these. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need all 6 of these shapes, right? I need all of them, okay? So it says I'm cutting them into fourths, right? I'm cutting them into 1/4 or fourths. So this is the same thing as saying 6 divided by 1/4. I'm going to cut each of these into fourths. There's 4 pieces. There's 4 pieces. There's 4 pieces. There's 4 pieces. 4 pieces. And 4 pieces. And I'm going to see how many pieces I have. So I'm just going to count them again like I have been doing. So I took my 6 holes, I cut them into fourths, and I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 pieces. So my answer is 24. Now I'm going to check my answer. I'm going to do 24 over 1 times 1 over 4, which is the same thing as saying 24 over 4. Oops. It's the same thing as saying 24 over 4, because 24 times 1 is 24, and 4 times 1 is 4. And 24 divided by 4 equals 6. So I did get that first number again. So when I check my answer, I have it right. Yay, smiley face, woohoo! So I'm checking my answers and I'm seeing that I have them right. Okay? Now on your guys' next page, you're going to see that the first problem, 2A and 2B, are the same thing we just did. But be careful, because here it says 5 loaves, right? So you want to make sure, one second, It says 5 loaves. So you want to make sure you only use 5 of these. So you don't really need that last one, right? And this one says 4. So you want to make sure you only use 4 of these. So you really don't need these two. All right? So make sure you look at that when you do those problems, okay? Now, the other one is using multiplication to check your problems. So you're going to do, instead of, say like they give you 4 divided by 1/5 equals 20, you're going to turn this into a multiplication problem, and you're going to do 1/5. So you take this one, times 20 equals 4, right? And I know that because 1/5 times 20 is 20 over 5, which is 20 divided by 5, and 20 divided by 5 is just 4 wholes, okay? All right, now let me look at the step ahead. It says, Ariana baked some cherry pies. She cut them into 12 equal-sized pieces. What could have been the number of whole pies and the fraction she used to divide the pieces? So you're trying to figure out a whole number divided by a fraction that gives you the answer 12. Okay, so think of a whole number and a unit fraction, 1 over something equals 12. Okay, I think you guys can do this. It's a little challenging, but I think you guys can do this. All right. Oh, I forgot to mark this is correct. 20 over 5 is 4. Okay. Please, again, feel free to message me on Class Dojo. I had someone message me yesterday and I was able to help her. So if you are confused about any of these problems, message me and let me know. Okay, that's all. I miss you guys and love you guys a lot. I look forward to seeing you at 1 o'clock for our Zoom in. So Tuesday the 24th, we're going to do a Zoom. And that way I can see all of your faces and we can read Harry Potter together just like we're in class. So hopefully I'll have a whole mess of students log in because it'll be kind of sad if I'm reading by myself. All right, see you guys then. Bye.